So I haven't done a video in a while, but I am motivated to do a video to talk to you about the art of salesmanship that we've learned from Nancy Pelosi. And if you're watching this when it's just out, that of course will make perfect sense to you. We're releasing this in August of 2024. And what I'm specifically talking about is the salesmanship exhibited by Nancy in being part of the team that convinced our president, Joe Biden, that it was time for him to step down. And just to refresh your memory, President Biden sent a letter. He sent a letter that said, forget about it. I'm staying. I won the primary. 14 million people voted for me, and I'm staying. And if you recall, Nancy was on one of the morning shows, and she said, well, it's up to President Biden to decide. And people said, well, but he has decided. He sent the letter. He has decided. And she said, well, no, it's up to him to decide. And so if you're not a professional salesperson, this may be very confusing for you because clearly the prospect, they've said, this is what I'm doing. I mean, if you've worked any kind of a sales transaction and you've had the president of the company not only say no to you, but they write you a letter and say no to you, you know, there are a lot of people in the sales world that would kind of think that no means no. But this is a classic lesson because Nancy didn't allow that letter to get in her way of getting to the answer that she wanted to get to. Remember something I've quoted in prior videos, and that is that salesmanship is the art of letting other people have things your way. Well, guess what? Nancy's prospect, President Biden, he wasn't there yet. And so she was not prepared to stop until he finally came around to her way of thinking. So the fact that he said, no, this is what I'm doing, was not looked upon by her as the final statement. It was just meant to be part and parcel of the process until she finally got her prospect to see things her way. And she just consistently persisted and persisted, even at the risk of irritating that prospect, which according to the news reports, he is irritated. But she knew in her heart that that was the right thing to do. And so she didn't let that comment, that letter, stand in her way. And so the lesson for all of us that are in sales is that no doesn't necessarily have to mean no. No is simply a statement that the person that you're selling to hasn't yet come around to your way of thinking. And so what do you do with that? Well, there are quite a few things that you can do. The most important thing is you continue to provide additional information that supports your cause. And sometimes it's reiterating something that you already said or something that they already heard, but the timing is different. The tempo is different. Things have changed where now that message gets through. Now that message makes sense. So, did President Biden know he was losing in the polls? Yes. Did President Biden see the numbers? Yes. But things had changed. Either he had gotten worn down by that message, or COVID may have worn him down. Whatever the case may be, that Nancy did not let up. She picked her time. She struck with the hardest hammer she could when she knew it was the right time. And ultimately, her prospect came around to her way of thinking. So, the lesson that you need to learn is that you don't give up, that you continue to provide new facts, new data. The only way that this would not have happened for Nancy Pelosi, believe me, is if she would have run out of time. If the Democratic National Convention was happening, I don't even know if that would have stopped her. I don't think anything would have stopped her short of November 5th. Time can be your friend. It can also be your enemy. And it's ultimately the only thing you can't fight. But you can hang in there and continue to provide data, continue to provide new information. If you know in your heart that your prospect should be listening to you, should be doing what you're telling them to do, don't take no for an answer. Use Nancy Pelosi as your guidepost to hang in there and continue to give your prospect an opportunity to see things your way. Good luck. I hope this helps, and feel free to reach out at any time. Thank you.